Hey guys, welcome back. I hope that you guys can hear me. Just let me know if you can hear me, okay? Just came for the Nasdaq daily review, nothing else. I was watching a drama series actually. I will watch it, but before that, I thought that it's better to uh, just give a review over here. I don't know Sachin is over here or not. Sachin has asked me some question. How do I know that I'm going to ignore these lines? I mean, or this relatively equal loss? That was your question, Sachin. I don't know if you are here or not. Brother, this is not relatively equal lows or exact low or something like that. That's the sideways candle, okay? So it's sideways candle. It's not lows. If you'd love to look for kind of this type of highs are not kind of clean highs. Yeah, if you are already in a trade, you will better see that it has created this, so maybe it is going to take that. It has created maybe this here. This, see this? This is clean lows, which is actually not sideways candle. There is swing low, swing low. Okay, so if you are seeing this too low as a clean lows, it's wrong. It was not the clean lows, by the way. First of all, I would love to see the name of the wizard, the direction wizard of the market. Yesterday I was wrong. No. Yesterday I was not wrong. Yesterday I was absolutely right because my sell side liquidity was here. I can't say that I was wrong. That was my sell side liquidity here. If you remember yesterday, so I was extremely bearish until this sell side liquidity is not taken. Okay, and after this sell side liquidity is taken, I told that I want to see this gap will be broken. I have no sell side liquidity, nothing left. So I just wanted to see it will be broken, but it has clearly taken that liquidity. So it was my interest to take in one day. If you are interested to take 1000 entries, that's not my problem. My problem, my thing is, where is my liquidity, where this market will go. If I have the liquidity and toward that liquidity I get the today, my liquidity was here, which is going to be taken very soon. Don't worry about that. 424.75, that is going to be taken very soon. Just give it a bit time. We'll talk about all of this price action from the what to say, I mean the from the beginning of, not here. All of these things I'm not interested to speak because you have already seen what was here. I was in live, so I will start from here. Remember this gap, I will start from here. Just because of Sachin, he has given me this I mean asked me this thing, why, what was the reason for taking that it, so I will start from there. But before that, I really need to know the name of the wizard. Where is the name? What is the name of the wizard? Tell me the name. If I don't see my name, then I'm not going to explain this. No more entries are valid for today. If you are still in this trade, congratulations, hold it until this line plus 5 handles. So if this is your target, this is line which is 24, so until 29, which is here around 29. Until here, hold the trade until here by trailing your stop loss, but no more new entry is valid for today. No more new entry. If this market fall, come here exactly there, then you will be able to take another entry, which is in my opinion absolutely shit. It has 0% possibility to come over here, like 0.001% possibility to come over here without taking that buy side liquidity. Okay, I can see that T2, 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 T2. Thank you, Miguel. Thank you, Kashi. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you so much. Would love to start from here, okay? From there. I'm sorry, because Sachin has this question, so I would love to ask this question. Sorry, I would love to cover this from here. Now, if you remember, I had taken a buy from this order block. If you remember, I took the buy here. I closed my trade around 20 handle over there, and then I told, as my understanding, this market is going higher. Even though it has closed below this new day opening gap, I should look for sell. I really don't want to take the sell as I don't have any sell side liquidity. So I better skip trading or I will try to wait. I will wait for a body close above this new day opening gap, and then I will start to look for buying opportunity. Okay. When I am expecting this market will go higher because it should take that buy side liquidity, which is over here for 424.75. It should go for that. In the meantime, give me a small break because I'm smoking. As my expectation was this market will go higher, I will come around here by this area. Okay, so I will come here and 1 minute chart. This is that 1 minute chart. What I should do, I should wait for the 15-minute candle close above this gap. Above this new day opening gap. I should wait for that. Here I have seen that I wanted to see this will be unfilled. Why? Because the order block has been traded here. After the order block traded, I want to see the unfilled gap, and I have seen that this market, these candles didn't close this gap 100%. Did I talk any kind of buy over here? No buy was valid from here. Nothing was over there. I didn't do anything. Then I got this run. This thing I keep talking, but you didn't notice. Okay, Sachin, please take the notes. If you don't take the notes, everything is gonna be difficult for you. After the unfilled gap, if you ever see one more gap or two gap, if it is one gap, just one gap, okay, as you can see here is two gap, so the highest gap has to be traded. The second one, most of the time it doesn't trade that gap. Most of the time, sometimes it just tap to the top of this gap and then boom, market keep going higher, but that is very rare. Most of the time it trade the highest gap, which is here, highest gap, and then keep going higher. If you have some kind of liquidity, something like this type of liquidity, if you have this type of liquidity, then this market go higher and come take the liquidity. These two gap has formed above this unfilled gap, so I would love to take my buy over here. Now the question is, brother, you told that until the body doesn't close above the new day opening gap, you should not take the buy. So here is two options for you. First of all, I have seen this has created exactly around 10:38. So the next 6 candle, 1 2 3 4 5 6, next 6 candle is gonna be the 15-minute candle close. While I have seen this run through this new day opening gap from 1 minute chart, I started to predict that this 15-minute candle is going to close above this gap, which is new day opening gap. I was thinking like that way. It's little risky, that is why my stop loss was very small, just covered that 50% of this gap because it was 10 handle. Otherwise, if it was like 20 handle, I would never take that buy, never ever. I would wait for the 15-minute candle close above this new day opening gap. Now you don't want to take that risk, no worries, you have already marked that gap, you know you should take that entry from this gap, but you are waiting for the 15-minute candle close above this new day opening gap. This candle, see this candle, exactly 10:44, this is the 15-minute candle close. So while this candle has closed, the 15-minute candle has closed over here, exactly over there, which is above this new day opening gap. So if you don't want to push the button here, you have to wait here. In that type of situation, sometimes you will miss the trade. That doesn't matter. Missing trade is just like wait for the next opportunity. There is nothing wrong. But if you wait here until that candle closes, and you saw that it has closed here, the very next candle, you are already in this trade. Here, this is the new 15-minute candle start, exactly 10:45. You are already in this trade from this gap. Why? Because you have seen the order block has been traded. Market has traded the 15-minute last fair value gap over here. You have SMT over there. I have shown this SMT with the ES. Order block has been traded. Fair value gap has been traded. If you don't see like that way, market structure shift. See this market structure shift over here. A clean, very beautiful market structure shift. Fair value gap that has been traded over here. Lowest down close body close candle is over here. This is that lowest down close body close candle. Market has traded this order block over here. All of this candle has traded this order block with the 22 YT model, which is in my opinion the best order block ever in this market. This is that order block has traded all of this candle 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. All of this candle has traded this order block. After trading the order block, what should you look for? Unfilled fair value gap. This is that unfilled gap. just above this gap you have two more gap, you have taken that entry from here, as well as you have minus 2.5 standard deviation, which is maybe for you it's a simple line because I have seen that in your chart this line is not marked, but I will always keep this line until this market is not reaching and coming to this minus 2 standard deviation. I will keep that line because while I'm expecting this market will go for that to minus 2 standard deviation, this minus 2.5 standard deviation should work as a support because this is a very strong line for me. Used that line as a support as well. Boom, market went higher. How long? Until this first presented gap for today. You can take some partial over here and then you can hold the trade until this area. Maybe you will get stopped out here somewhere. This is the last trade I have outlined to my to my live. Okay, before closing the stream, I told that this is a very clean sell side liquidity. It has to take that sell side liquidity. Where is this sell side liquidity? This sell side liquidity, and more importantly, this lows, which is a very clean sell side liquidity from 5 second or the 15-second chart. If you go to your 5 second or 15 seconds chart, you will see clean lows over there. Now here I am not giving any importance to this gap, sorry, these lows, but here I'm giving them the importance. No, I'm not giving them the importance. This sell is not valid at all because I'm expecting just the reaction from this last parallel gap. See this last parallel gap, I'm just expecting the reaction from this last parallel gap. Here all of these things has reacted from this last parallel gap. Look where the body has closed, not even one tick above this last parallel gap. It's perfectly traded the high of this last parallel gap, then fall, cleared all of these things. You don't need to take this type of entry. Where your target is, you can see that is 13 handle because that was my extreme target to this last parallel gap over here. See this last parallel gap, that could be my extreme target, which is still 13 handle. You don't need to catch this type of reaction. Even if I want to catch this reaction, and when I have seen this happened over here, I would love to use this gap as a reclaimed gap. So the very next time it has closed below this, I would love to take the re-entry over here if and only if the body closed below this first presented gap. So it is a little complicated. You don't need to think about that. But if you really would love to learn these things, you have to understand this whole fact. This is a bullish market. I'm expecting some kind of reaction from this last parallel gap, or as well as from this first presented parallel gap from today. More importantly, from this last parallel gap. Let me finish the whole explanation. Those people are interested, stay here. If you are not interested, just close the stream, go somewhere else, or enjoy your day, do whatever you want to do. Don't ask me any question, don't do anything, because while I am explaining the price action, and if you stop me, I will forget a lot of information. I will simply forget them. So I hope that you will understand what I'm saying here. Okay, this gap is the inversion parallel gap for the first time because it has cleared the buy side liquidity, left the buy side liquidity here, not this extreme liquidity, a small buy side liquidity. See all of this buy side liquidity here. Just let me show you. All of this buy side liquidity left over here. So not the extreme one. Instead of that, a small liquidity left over here, or internal liquidity left over there, gave me an inverse gap. Though it's not a perfect inverse gap, most of the time it doesn't work. As you can see here, it didn't work because it didn't tap to this parallel gap, didn't take that liquidity. So this is not a kind of those type of perfect inversion parallel gap. But if I would love to take some risk from here, I will try to take that entry from here. Why? Because it left this lows, it has to take the lows because of the last parallel gap reaction. Just because of the last parallel gap reaction, I'm trying to catch the reaction. Didn't work out, no worries. I know now this inverse gap, which I have marked as inverse gap, this is now reclaimed gap. I would love to say this is the reclaimed gap. It has closed below this reclaimed gap as well as below this first presented parallel gap over here. Tap to this gap, I would love to take re-entry over here. Now I have both sell side liquidity as well as some lows that should be taken and the last parallel gap. First time I have taken a 9 handle loss. Second time I will take a 13 handle profit. Overall break even. Okay, things like that way. It is a break even. After that, this is the lunch hour. The fun is for the lunch hour. I don't need to trade around the lunch hour. Why? Because lunch hour is my area where I would love to see what this market really would love to do. Is it really would love to fall, or it will go reverse again for the liquidity I'm expecting market will take today. So I will let the all run go from 11:30 to 12:50, which is around here. What is that 12:50? Here, this is that 12:50 candle. See, I have framed that setup over here. I didn't frame the trade from there, right? Some of you can ask me, why didn't you take that fair value gap entry? Instead, you have framed the order block entry from there, not here, because this is that candle which has appeared on the chart around 12:50. So until 12:50, there was not an opportunity. Of course, I could go for the entry from this 12:50 candle, but as it was, you see, consolidations, little consolidation, I was not interested to take my entry over here. So I didn't push the button over here. I was needed the confirmation. While I'm framing this buy, and I mean just posted this to my Discord, one of my brother told me that, brother, it has, while you have posted this, already it has taken this line, which is I have marked here. So he thought that this is my target. No, this is not my target. This is the line that has given me the confidence to take the buy from the order block. Now, lowest down close body close candle is here. You can see this whole area is the order block which has traded the fair value gap over here. This is that fair value gap that has been traded by this candle, lowest down close body close candle. This is my order block. So let me just change the color. Try to understand whole the concept. Now, is there any confusion about taking sell? There is no confusion. So all of this fair value gap, these, I don't care about them at all. Nothing. This was the last fair value gap which has been broken here. Then market just did some kind of liquidity taken, finished some unfinished business. This is that unfinished business, as well as this should be an unfilled gap. What is that? This is an unfilled gap. This unfilled gap has been filled by this. Look for the low, high, lower low. Where is your highest up close body close candle? You can see here. This is your highest up close body close candle. What is that called? Your breaker block. See this breaker block over here? I will say, brother, it has been violated that breaker block. No, it is called Mohawk. The real breaker block is until here. This is that whole breaker block, this 3 consecutive candle. The strongest one is the highest up close body close candle. This is the most sensitive one. When this breaker block has been validated, while this candle has closed above this breaker block, now this is a valid breaker block. I would love to take my entry from this candle while it tapped over here. Will cover some kind of inversion gap here if I have, or just simply cover that fair value gap. I mean, just that is different matter. I'll come over here from the beginning. Okay, first of all, come over here. It left that relatively equal highs. Come here, finish some unfinished business. All of this area, that was a gap that should not be traded here, and this market should take that buy side liquidity over here. But unfortunately, it didn't take the buy side liquidity, so it has fallen again. While it is falling, someone is thinking take sell, take sell, take sell. Don't take the sell. All of these things are bullshit. This is called taking the reaction. You have no idea how far this will fall. No idea. It will come here. I had no idea over there that it will come until this area. Absolutely no idea. Zero idea. So all of this fall is my new buying opportunity. The same thing I have done over there. This is my new buying opportunity because the liquidity is on the top. Market has fallen, finished the unfinished business, filled the unfilled gap 100%, brother. This is your unfilled gap. No, this is the unfilled gap depending on that order block I have used from 2 time frame, 15 minute, 1 minute, 2 time frame. This is that unfilled gap that has been created from 1 time frame, from the 22 YT model. If you have watched my breaker block video, you already know this is that unfilled gap, which is the strongest unfilled gap that should be unfilled. It has filled 100% over here by that candle. See, 1 tick is not left open over there. You will start to look for low, high, lower low. That is the all thing you have to look for the breaker block entry. Closed there, take the entry over there. What else do I have over there? I have this new day opening gap that has been supported perfectly from the 15-minute chart. The constant crossband has been supported perfectly from the 15-minute chart. Market went higher, traded that fair value gap by here. More importantly, this 2 low is working as a support with minus 2.5 standard deviation. Now, brother, you didn't push the button. I was not interested to push the button over here. Why? Because it was inside the lunch hour, 12:48. I'm not interested to push my button over there. Now, here I could do that. I didn't have that courage to push the button from there. So I was waiting for the order block. So this is the lowest down close body close candle, which is going to be my order block. And I'm going to push my button from the top of this order block by that specific candle. See, this candle has validated the order block. Next candle, tap to this order block. Boom. 50% of this gap from first presented gap was my target, which is 21 handle. Of course, you can take the partial over here. You can hold your trade as long as you want. I have no problem with that. But that should be the partial, as I can see that if I would love to take the partial over here, it's going to be 15 handle. So I took a bit risk, more risk here, just to make it 20 handle. Just to make it 20 handle. Just where is my stop loss? Below this two lows. It is clean from lower time frame. This market could take that relatively equal lows, but it should not come exactly the low of this fair value gap. It should leave it open. Why? Because it has filled this gap 100%. It doesn't need to fill this gap as well with 100%. Okay, it doesn't need to do that. More things over here. Now I would love to add more things. The lowest down close body close candle, which has traded the new day opening gap around the lunch hour, is also my order block. Extend it to your right. See where it has been validated. Just look where it has been validated by that specific candle. Next candle, tap to this order block over here. It should keep going higher. Should keep going higher. Then this market fall one more time. Trade that order block depending two time frame. One from very high daily time frame, which is new day opening gap. Another one from 1 minute chart. So I'm showing you the way how to use order block by using two time frame. This one, that on same time frame. But brother, why I will take the buy? Because you should not think about the sell. You should not think about the sell. This market is a bullish market. You should keep thinking about buy. That order block entry I have posted to my Discord. Is that clear to you guys? Until now, is that clear? This breaker block, this order block, why didn't push the button here, how to use this gap, all of these things, is that clear to you? Because I would love to come over here around there. I need the confirmation. Okay, I can see that 4 people has written over there. Everything is clear. Thank you so much, brother. That is why this is that trade. Then this market came here, made exact equal highs over here. Okay, you can say one tick above this line. No sir, it's not one tick above that line. It's like less than one tick. It went above that high. So in this type of high, I see that same high or clean highs over there. Then this market started to fall, started to fall. I was observing this gap. If this market can trade this gap and break this first presented gap, then I would say that this market is coming back again to fill this gap 100% over here. It will come until this gap to fill it 100%. If it could break that first presented gap, for the first time it came here, right? Now this is that lowest down close body close candle. Is there anybody that has closed above this candle? Nobody has closed. So I was not able to use this candle as my order block. Then this market fall again. Take the liquidity. This low has been taken over here. Sell side liquidity has been taken over here. Absolutely clearly it has been taken over there, right? The lowest down close body close candle, which has traded this first presented gap, a very strong area. This is a very strong area. What else do I have here? Let's go to the 15-minute chart. All I'm talking about here, I'm talking with this area. Okay, you can see this, that bullish fair value gap from the 15-minute chart. This market trade the new day opening gap high. This is that high. It has perfectly traded over there. Not even a single body has closed above this line. Then it has fallen here, made this fair value gap, trade this fair value gap. I was extremely bullish because this should be taken. I took that buy. Okay, now I'm coming in 1-minute chart because there is something you have to understand. While I'm here around this area, that was my order block here, this lowest down close body close candle. I pushed the button. This is that 7 handle or 8 handle. Okay, just for the sake of this conversion, think that this is an 8 handle loss, sorry, risk. And my first target is this rejection block over here, all of this rejection block. More importantly, this last parallel gap that has been respected before. This is that last parallel gap. That is why I told that try to hold your trade exact 23407, which is the 50% of this new day opening gap. Here I am framing a trade which is just below this new day opening gap. Extremely dangerous. This is extremely dangerous because I'm framing my trade while this market is below this new day opening gap. Why I'm framing it? Because I'm expecting this new day opening gap is going to be broken and this market is coming for here. If any of you would love to take buy right now or thinking about framing a buy setup, you will regret. I promise you, brother, you will regret. Why? I will just explain it while I'm going to finish it. Okay, why I am saying that you will regret. That was the first opportunity to take that entry, and stop loss to tick below this order block. You will maybe take that loss for 8 handle. Market respected this gap. Here this gap has been respected, and then this market fall again, stopped me out, so I took a 8 handle loss. Now this low has cleared this low as well. Did it close below this first presented gap? No. So until the market doesn't close below this first presented gap, I should keep looking for the buying opportunity. I don't think so this market will fall and it will come to this parallel gap until the body didn't close below this first presented gap. The very next time I've seen this parallel gap is going to be created over here. This is my next opportunity to push the button. In this type of situation, if I like my entries to the top of this gap, for example, by anyhow I missed this trade over there. That means market didn't tap over here, instead it went higher. When it will close, wherever it will close, I will push the button over here. I will try to take the entry if it can go a bit lower. I will try to take that entry over here if I miss this one. Why? Because I'm believing this market is going for that buy side liquidity. How? Because it left that buy side liquidity. See this high and that high. This is the base. This real engineered liquidity is my base to push the button. See this liquidity, relatively equal highs over there, over here. That is the base to push the button. That is not my target. I know that market left that resistance level in the morning session. I was talking to Pamela Sophia. Just I was saying her, this is the base, or you have to understand how this market is going to work around this area. Market built the liquidity here so that it can take that liquidity. Same thing over here. It has built the liquidity here. You can see all of these weeks. It has built the liquidity to take that liquidity. So I will going to believe that this market is going to go higher at least to take that entry. So wherever I'll get my chance, I will take my entry over there, and then I will try to take some partial in a very logical level. That is why I told this is the first partial level, which is near about 20 handle, and then I will hold the trade until this area, or maybe until this, wherever it come, by trailing the stop loss. Maybe I'll get stopped out by this, by these things. I will get stopped out, maybe. Okay. Now, why I'm saying that if any of you are trying to frame the buy setup here, you will regret. See what is happening, why it is happening. Around this area, this high and that high, they're the clean highs. Okay, this buy side liquidity is with the all-time high over here. This is that all-time high, which has been made here as a strongest liquidity. Just look over here. This is relatively equal highs. See this relatively equal highs. This is the another high that came very near to this, very near. Okay, it has to come very, very, very near, not this type of gap, very near, maybe 1 or 2 handle, or maybe 3 or 4 handle. It will just miss that to take that liquidity by 2 to 3 handle, and then it will reverse. This is called the strongest liquidity. Market made the triple highs over there. Same thing happened over here. This high, that high, exact clean highs, right? This market came very, very, very near of this liquidity. If it doesn't take that liquidity immediately, it is going to fall for more, fall for finish some unfinished business, or it will keep falling. Okay, it will keep falling until it is not feeling good to go higher again. How long? you have to of course you have to observe this first presented gap, then 15-minute candle or 15-minute, everything you have to observe to get the new buy. But exactly from there or around this area, if you're trying to frame any buy setup, you'll be doomed. Is that understandable? Strongest liquidity means market is going to make triple top, which is going to believe the sellers. This is the strongest liquidity, this is the strongest zone. It's not going to be broken. Take sell, and this market fall a lot. Sometimes this support and resistance really works. If it doesn't work at all, nobody is going to use that concept, right? How do I know this concept is now going to work? Support and resistance is going to work. If you ever see this type of strongest liquidity, then you will try to understand that now this resistance zone is going to work. How do I know that it is going to be the last strongest liquidity? No, I don't have any idea. It will come very near. It should just see here, trade that 50% of this new opening gap. It should take that liquidity. It didn't take it. That means it is falling. I'm going to let this go. I'm not going to frame any kind of buying opportunity from there. I'll let him fall. Okay, so that was the market review for today. Yesterday, after that morning's that fall, while the liquidity has taken, my bias was wrong, and of course my bias was like that gap will be broken. It didn't broke that gap, so it instead go higher. Okay, so it was too difficult for me. Even though those people who are looking for buy, you will be agree with me, because this was a shit price action, absolutely shit. Just look how shitty the price action was. All of this area, consolidation, boom. And if you compare the price with today, you will understand why I was saying this is shitty price action. Here, the gap, they were reacting. See, this is called beauty of this price. The gaps are reacting, the levels are reacting, everything is reacting in a perfect way. That is why yesterday was difficult for me, and today is the day where I will get everything I need from this market. By the way, I shouldn't say like that way. If you'd love to take the buy, please take the buy. I can be wrong, and this market can take the buy side liquidity. So later you will give me the accusation, brother, I didn't take the buy because you told that don't take the buy, don't take the buy, don't take the bullshit. So I didn't take the buy. So if any of you would love to take the buy, please go for that. Well, first of all, bias, high probability trade. Like, no, there is nothing called like this. Okay, it's all about the market situation. What is the market situation right now? If this market is like it wants to go higher, you have to feel that first. Like here, I'm not feeling that this is going to take that buy side. I'm not feeling like that way. I'm more feeling that it is going to break this, and it is coming, or at least in this area, it will come over here. Then if it would love to go higher by the last hour, maybe, then it can go higher. But right now, no, I'm not feeling that it will go higher, even though it is still above this first presented gap. If I would love to frame it straight, I have to frame it while this new opening gap will be broken. Because if you watch 15-minute chart, you'll see here it has closed above this new opening gap. Next body closed new opening gap, didn't take that liquidity, fall here. Now it is falling again. What it is doing, it is waiting for something. I have no idea. Do we have any earning news or something like that? If we have something like that, maybe it is waiting for that, or maybe it is waiting for the last hour, last moment. That means from 3:30 to 3:50. It is waiting for that. I have no idea what is it waiting for, but it is waiting for something. It's all about feeling, brother. Thank you so much, guys. If anyone has any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'm done. Okay, I must leave. Thanks for the review live. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow. My moderator has gone, so I would love to close. I didn't read any of your comment. If you have any question, let me know that. Otherwise, I would love to close it. I would love to watch that series. Actually, I was watching this series. At the middle of this series, I came to this live. How many setup I have framed today? How many setup I have framed today? And how many did actually work? Remember the first entry from the breaker block? Just going to put it like this way. First trade over there. Second trade here. Just going to put them, okay? Not going to make it like right way. third trade. That was the third trade. Put it over here. Okay. Fourth trade is a losing trade. This is a losing trade. What is the number? 9 handle. Then the very next trade, this trade, another losing trade for 7 handle, another winning trade. I was awesome, brother. I was awesome. Okay. Thank you, guys. I think I'm asking like the way it has did yesterday around 9:30, brother. Yesterday's price action was shit. So yesterday's price action is something I have nothing to say. I have no idea why it happened like that yesterday. It was not a price action to me. Nothing was working for me. So it was kind of weird to me. The theme you have asked me, Sachin, it's kind of you want to bind this market with some specific things. If you love to do that, trust me, man, you will get that things one time, maybe by 1 month. In 1 month, that means 20 trading days, you will get all of them just one time, maybe 2 times. If you are more lucky, then maybe 3 times only. So you can't bind this market with some specific rules. You have to continuously, you have to change the things, okay, one after another. You have to change the things by depending on the price action. Every day's price action is a new price action. The tomorrow's price action is not going to be the same price action like today. Even the entry is not going to be the same. So those people who are ICT trader, they will say that, okay, the same thing is going to happen every day. No, the same thing never happened every day. It's very rare if the same thing happened one after another. It's very rare. So every day's price action is different and you have to react with the price action. Hey NSY Stories, how are you, brother? Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. And I believe that you are profitable today. You are profitable today. You have to be profitable today because there's no other way without being profitable. You should have been profitable today. So see you guys. See you next time. Until then, cheers.